Video games are an ever-expanding medium. Everyone has played them once or twice. Mom, dad, and your grandpa. Too much? What is a video game?
Video games are a game played by electronically manipulating images produced by a computer program on a television screen or other display screen.
Hence the word video.
When video games were first brought into the world, it was just Pong. But by 1993, parents were introduced to the horror that is Mortal Kombat.
Many were quick to point out that Mortal Kombat was a bad impression on kids because of the brutal fatalities and gore.
But correlation does not mean cause.
People who commit crimes but also play violent video games are completely different from people who just play violent video games.
That's like saying people who watch superhero movies will spontaneously shoot webs from their wrists.
On top of that, when movies, comics, and actual books came out, many people pointed out that they were also bad impressions on kids. But now all those are integrated into our society. Soon video games will also be integrated and something else will take its place.
In 1995, Mortal Kombat took off, and it was already on its third title.
Not only that, Doom for the PC was released, and every single parent/politician was like, oh my god, our kids are now serial killers. But actually, after 1995, crimes committed by children went down each consecutive year, and by 2004, crime since 1995 was down by a whole 71% in juveniles, of course.
Another study that was conducted took 377 vulnerable children who averaged 13 years old. Those children who played violent video games were not seen to exhibit criminal or bullying behavior over that of their non-video game playing peers.
Let's talk about Doom again. Everyone knows about the Columbine shooting that took place, and the ones who did it played Doom. However, Harris and Boyd's interest in Doom had nothing to do with the shooting, as some would argue. Note that Boyd was extremely depressed, while Harris was a straight-up psychopath.
Now, many parents and politicians would argue that video games have some sort of connection to violence. Other than psychopaths who just happen to maybe touch the joystick once or twice, there's not really much out there.
The single most cited study was not controlled and put children in weird and unfriendly places and forced to watch violent media. And then they were told to play with people they didn't even know. Then they showed aggression, but there are too many flaws. After this, they did the same test but in a nice and friendly environment, and the kids who watched the violent media showed less aggression.
Many other studies have the same flaws. One study was completely based off what student peers thought, which could have been based off of what they heard other people say and stereotypes.
In conclusion, you can't say video games cause violence because there's no substantial proof. Many people just play video games to have fun, not practice murder or relieve stress/anger. In fact, one of my favorite games is Halo, but doesn't mean I'm gonna go around the universe and stop the Covenant from destroying the entire human race.
Stop blaming games. Have you ever simply tried turning off the TV, sitting down with your children, and hitting them?
I mean, you can't tell the audience to do that. That's not in the script.
Shut up. I do what I want.